Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about three. We're going to talk about three, because it's three. All elements are broken into three stages. I call it liquid, solid, and gas. Mutable, fixed, cardinal. Right now, we're going to talk about the three pillars that are in the temple. In the Masonic temple, you have three pillars. You have the sun pillar, the moon pillar, sun, the moon, and then the third pillar, which is in the middle. Then at Golgotha, we have three crosses. In heaven, we have three crosses. We have the mutable cross, the fixed cross, and the cardinal cross. This one has the man on it, right? All three of them have men on it. We've all been crucified and we're all on one of these crosses. The question is, which one? And you got to know which one, because that tells you so much about yourself. Whether you're on the mutable, which is an adept, the fixed is a master. The word thalam means master, rabbi, teacher. When they called Jesus master, he said, you call me master, but you don't do what I tell you to do. You call me thalam, but you don't do what I tell you to do. And then you have the Grand Master over here, the Grand Poobah himself, Capricorn, ruling the cardinal cross. Aquarius ruling this fixed cross, and Jupiter ruling the mutable cross. Saturn rules these two. Jupiter rules this one. I can't stress how important you people on the mutable, because we're in this age. This is the age we're in. We're in the age of the mutable cross. Let me show you something. Let me show you. Please don't get upset about this, you people that consider yourself Protestants. But they took the man off the cross. They took the man off the cross. Here's the mutable cross. The the fixed cross has a man on it, and his feet are nailed. Let me do the fixed cross. All right, had a bad glitch there. Let's do the fixed cross. And what is the thing in the Revelations? And I saw a creature in heaven, and he had the face of a man, Aquarius, the face of a lion, Leo, the face of an ox, Taurus, and the face of an eagle, Scorpio. Scorpio was always an eagle. It was changed. It was what we have. They call it a Greco-Roman zodiac, but it truly is an amalgamation of many different zodiacs. The Scorpio came from the Persian. And I have evidence for this. One, the fiery serpent on the pole, the evidence is in the Bible. Two, every movie, every book, every play ever written about Julius Caesar, in the opening lines, in the very first few minutes of the movie or the book or the play, you're going to see Julius Caesar screaming, "Where's my eagle?" Because they took it and they replaced it with a scorpion. So the fixed cross is the creature in heaven. So at the top, the man is air. That's heaven. The man at the top of the cross is air. The right is water. The left is earth. And the bottom is fire. He walks in fire. He's got bronze feet. This is Taurus, ruled by Venus. Scorpio, ruled by Mars. Saturn, ruling Aquarius. And the sun himself, ruling Leo. This is the fixed cross, the creature in heaven, in the air sign. Now, when the Catholics have the man on the cross, they have the man on the cross. The Protestants took the man off the cross. I'm sorry, you're not worshiping Jesus. That's the mutable cross. No man on the cross. Mutable. I'm going to show you something else they do to this cross right here. They invert it. And I'm going to show you how. When you go and you do the Hail Mary full of grace and you cross yourself, you start at the head. Let's do this. You start at the head. You put a dot in your third eye and you pull it down to your heart. And you put a dot here. And then you go from shoulder to shoulder. So you dot here, you come down, and you do this. I'm sorry, that frickin' cross is inverted. That cross is inverted. And you're doing it. You're cursing yourself when you make this mark on your body. It's a curse. Because it's upside down. That's not the fixed cross. That's an inverted fixed cross. So, what is an inverted fixed cross? That puts the man is hanging upside down. Now do you understand the hanging man? He's upside down. They put the sun at the top. With the man on the bottom. And it's the other way around. They invert everything. Like they show you the symbol of the devil, and it's an inverted pan symbol, and they call it Baphomet. Everything is upside down. These people, let's talk about the College of Cardinals in the Vatican. Everybody in that group should be born on the cardinal cross. They're cardinals. It means the Most High. They should be born on the cardinal cross. But they're not. I've done a lot of them's birthdays. I think that a lot of them lie about when they were born, and then they use tropical astrology. But I've yet to find one that's born on, as a matter of fact, they're all born on the mutable cross. Or in Leo, the inverted cross, the inverted fixed cross. So when you talk about the three pillars in the temple, or the three crosses in the heavens, or the three crosses at Golgotha, do you know what you're actually talking about? You're talking about three eyes. The eyes have it. This is what you're talking about. That's the one we're going for. They've got us over here in the right eye. Actually, it's the left eye because it's inverted. It goes this way. I remember coming into my body through my right eye and then going to the back left-hand part of the brain. But when I popped my third eye, the voice came from the back right-hand part of the brain. Outside. I heard it behind me. The voice it comes from behind you. Your higher self is above and behind you to the right. Don't ask me why. I don't know that. I don't understand the premise of that. Unless I'm on the cardinal cross, that makes him to the right and behind me. I don't know how to explain it. All I know is I'm seeing a lot of iconography that's been floating around since they started releasing all of this information. And you see what you call the black eye ritual, where all the elite politicians, religious people, they all have the black eye, and it's left. It's the left black eye ritual. Then you have another iconography going around where they're showing you these images, and you know how they X the eyes out, right? They show you these images where the eyes are X'd, but it's only the left eye that's X'd. And I don't even know how to explain that. They do it a lot in cartoons. The Groks, that does the Google Earth, he's coming up with all these images that show the right eye X'd out. The right eye is how you get into the body. It's how I got into the body. I don't know about those that come in through the left eye or what that means, other than opposite of coming in the right. I know that the right-hand side of the brain rules the left-hand side of the body, and the left-hand side of the brain rules the right side of the body. Just like when you get an image in your eye, it's upside down. The lens in the mirror in your eye inverts it, and then it crosses it over to the other side of the body. So it comes in from the eyes, and it goes this way in the head. Watch this. It goes this way in the head, and then the power over here comes right back over here. It almost does a loop from the inside to the outside. It's flipped. Right eye, left brain, right body. But what I really came here to talk about was the three pillars, the three crosses, especially the fixed cross, and how they invert it. How when you do these rituals, you just really don't have any idea. I can't begin to tell you how deep this goes, and it's way before many of us were born. And I refer you back to Walt Disney. Let's do Walter Disney, the magic altar. He's an altar. W is the symbol for magic. And it's 23. You're going to see this number playing a lot lately. Right now there's a battle between these two, right? So we've got the battle between the right eye and the left eye, between Gog and Magog. But I'm telling you people, you want on the third eye. You don't want, one's 23, one's 33. Now the magic altar, Disney, dis is without, and ni, or nay, is, let me throw the K in front of it. It is a coded word for Capricorn, which is the creator god of Let There Be and Saturn. So you have no God. The magic altar without a God. The magic altar without a God. That's what that means. Walter Disney. That's why they like to put the W in their name. That W period, that magic period. To me, everybody wants to say so-and-so's antichrist or so-and-so's antichrist. Get with the program, people. The word anti, we've been given a lot of meanings, but let's do it from the Latin, huh? Vicarius. That's where we get vicar. And what does the Pope call himself? And how many popes have we had? I've done the videos on the popes. How many popes have we had? For many shall coming in my name saying I am Christ. We've had a lot of popes, people. And they all come in his name claiming they are Christ. Christ means anointed. Christos. Chris means anointing. So the Antichrist is, or dis, anti, vicarious, or without anointing. There's only one place you can get anointing, and that's the third eye. That's it. That's all. It's the only place. You can sprinkle water on your head. You can bathe in olive oil. None of that matters. That's all about the body. The real anointing comes from opening the third eye and that secretion from the pineal gland that fills the body. It fills the body. I'm going to tell you something else they're doing to you, and it's about the water, and it's not what you think. It doesn't matter that they're poisoning the water. Everything's poison. The air's poison. It's all killing you, but it's killing the body. It ain't the point the water's poison. It's how much they're telling you to drink. And we all need water to stay hydrated. Let's do water. Water is H2O, 2 hydrogen and an oxygen atom. Let's talk about Hydra. Hydra, that 7-headed serpent, that beast, Leviathan in the water. The word Hydra comes from hydrogen, hydro, water. This is the age we're in. The age of water is the age of the abyss on the mutable cross. We're all in the abyss. We're in Davy Jones' locker. We're told in the end, when this thing you want to call the rapture, the first thing that happens is the sea gives up her dead. There are many ways to look at this sea. You can look at it as the Holy See, which is the Vatican, the College of Cardinals, to give up their dead. If this sea gives up its dead, that means all of the murders they have committed are exposed. The sea gives up her dead. Or literally, the sea in the Bible, it tells you, the Bible translates itself metaphorically, and it tells you the seas are peoples and nations. That water is people. And indeed, we are people. So understand water. Water's associated with the flesh. So if that sea, the people give up their dead, that's everybody. Now, if it's literally the ocean or that type of waters, then I'm leaning towards this one, but to me, all three of them would be correct. Like flat earth, hollow earth, round earth. You got to see all sides of this thing. Now, for the oceans to give up her dead. I drowned in a swimming pool, and one of the first things I was aware of, because I had died out of the body, not in water, and now I'm dying out of the body in water. And I realized real quick that my soul was trapped in water. When you drowned in water, your soul's trapped there, just like your soul's trapped in your body now because of water. And we're in the age of water. We're in the age of mutable water, changeable waters. And the seas and the waves were roaring. That's people too. That's the Vatican too. That's the oceans too. You got to look at everything from 3 different perspectives. With 3 different eyes. Are you starting to see why the sea? We've talked about, and here's another one, and and that day there'll be no more sea. I take that literally as this letter. Or there'll be no more holy sea. Or what? There'll be no more people. There'll be no more water people. I call us water babies. We're water babies. Because we're born of water, we're born in the age of water, and we're all drowned. To me, coming into the body was coming into death. This is death. When you die, you're released from this, and you feel more alive, and to be out of the body is more real. This is the dream. This is the illusion. The age of Pisces on the mutable cross means illusion. This is the Mayan age. They lied to you about the Mayan calendar. It's not Mayan. It's Aztec. I love that too. Because it's the Alpha. Some say Alpha, the Aleph and the Tau, the Alpha and the Omega, but we have Z, so it's A to Z. I'm the Aleph and the Z. I'm the first and the last. And there's your cross. I'm the first and the last cross, and that should be a K. There is no frickin' C, and there is no E. I'm the first, I'm the last, I'm the cross, I'm the spirit. It's Aztec, it always has been. But the age of illusion, the Vatican came over here and they took all of the native indigenous knowledge, and what they did not just totally wipe out, they turned upside down. It made it Mayan, which again means illusion. And we are definitely in the age of illusion. Pisces his motto is I did that wrong. I believe. Let me do it this way. I believe. That's blind faith. And you know, the mutable cross is the adept, and an adept is required to have blind faith. But when you get to the fixed cross, you're at the master level, and the master knows. And the master's father, I go to my father. In my father's house are many mansions. The father is Capricorn. Capri, the most high of earth. Now, Saturn, Venus, and Mercury rule all heaven, air, and earth. So how can any of these be the god of fire or water, hell or the abyss? Not possible. That belongs to the fire belongs to the sun with Jupiter and Mars, and water belongs to the moon with Jupiter and Mars. These are your hellfire, brimstone, abyss rulers. Here, heaven and earth is always ruled by Saturn, Venus, and Mercury. Now, the way the story in the Bible goes, one of these is a bad guy, or one of these is an imposter. To me, Jupiter's the imposter in every way possible. He's putting on the red hat of the fixed cross. I mean, of the the fixed cross. They call themselves vicarious, the vicars, the anti, the instead of, in place of. It's in place of the anointing. When they christen you or mark you, they mark you with the inverted cross. Peter is on the inverted cross, upside down. Jupiter ain't even on the fixed cross. He's mutable. Jupiter and Mercury rule the fixed cross. That's why I lean towards Mercury being the bad guy more than Venus. Venus is fixed in Taurus, and Venus is cardinal in Libra. But Mercury and Jupiter rule that mutable cross. They rule it. And it's a water cross, so they rule it with the moon. It's moon magic. Got water on top, earth on the bottom. The water's above and the water's below. Y'all don't even understand what that means. There are 3 waters to start with. And depending on how the clock is turning in the heavens, what time is it? Depends on where the waters are. I really need y'all to start seeing things in a completely different way. I need you to start looking at everything from a flat earth, round earth, hollow earth, eyeball, and then consensus to bringing it to that eyeball earth. I need you to look at it with 3 eyes. I need you to look at it with 3 pillars. I need you to look at it with 3 crosses. when they tell you there are 3 crosses in heaven and there are 3 crosses on earth. All elements have 3 faces. We're told to take up our cross and follow him. Follow the Master, follow Thalem. We all know this place is something very wrong here. That this place is very wrong. You've known it your whole life. That's why you're on my channel. Everybody is starting to group together in like mind. I don't expect my channel to be huge. I never did. As a matter of fact, I have more subs now than I really thought I'd ever have. Especially with my view rate. I would figure it would be much lower. I wonder how long Google's going to let me stay up this time. This is the longest stretch I've been up yet. But I have limited myself to not trying to do anything that's copyrighted that would catch me any strikes. I'm trying to stay out of the political arena. They can't stop me from talking about this. I can talk about this all I want. They have plenty of apologetics. I'm the devil. I'm a demon. I'm going to hell. I have it all thrown at me on a daily basis. I get ugly comments and ugly emails. I censor them. Some of the comments I let stand, just so you can see how ignorant the people are. But I don't respond to them. I won't talk to them. I know who's talking to me. I know I'm being prodded. I'm being invoked to react. And the best thing I can do is ignore them. If I respond at all, I've empowered them and opened the door for them to respond and like. Sometimes the best action is no action. When you give your time, that's all you have. So when you give your time to critics, if it's a legitimate criticism, I have no problem responding to it. But if it's just there to insult or curse me, I'm not responding to it. But if it's somebody legitimately wanting to learn, who's actually just maybe a little confused, and they come at me and say, well, it's supposed to be this way, then I can come back and I say, yeah, that's what they teach us. But what about looking at it this way? Everybody, this is what I notice about people. Let's do it. Gog, Magog. You're in the valley of the decision. Everybody's got to get on an eye. And they're telling you to get on the right or get on the left, and I'm telling you to get in the middle. I'm telling you to turn your back on the right and the left. Because it's a game. It's illusion. They want you to think there's a difference between the left and the right, between the sun and the moon. But the heavens show us in every eclipse that the sun and the moon come together and they're the same. The sun fits over. When you have an eclipse, that moon fits over that sun perfectly. They are one. They work together like a king and a queen, like a brother and a sister, a husband and a wife, a set of twins. They're the same. Now, when they show you the 2 pillars, they want to show you this. They want you to bring these 2 eyes together. They want you to bring these 2 crosses together. They always leave out this one. When it's this one we're supposed to go after, and it don't look like that. It looks like that. Let's do Saturn. It looks like that. To get to the pineal gland, you have to go through the thalamus. No man gets to the Father but by me. The Master, the thalamus, the fixed cross. Not only is our third eye blind, they're all blind. So I say, let them be blind. Let the eyes be blind. Turn them into ears and let them hear. Turn your eyes into ears. You know, here's what the Masons say, and I want you to listen to this very carefully. That whenever we speak openly, that's the lie. The truth is found in the images, the paintings, and in coded writings. There's that magic right. To write is a magic right. To write, you have to know the alphabet. You got to know the symbols. We've done this before. I'm pressured to do this right now. I'm being told to do it, so I'm going to do it again. In the beginning was the Word. That word is logo. A logo, they tell us, means power. The power is in the word. The power is in the logo. A logo is a symbol. The oldest symbol on the frickin' planet is the eye. So in the beginning was the eye. All things were created by the eye. Not anything that was created without the eye. In the beginning was the power. In the beginning was the symbol. In the beginning was the logo. In the beginning was the eye. All things come from it, and not anything that was created without it. And the symbol, the eye, became flesh and dwelt among us. Dwelt within us. And they're going to do everything they can to stop you from going there. As a matter of fact, don't go there. They tell you it's evil. Well, there is an evil eye. Let me stop this video and take you and show it to you. And then you're going to see my controversy of why I have a problem of which one is bad, Venus or Mercury. I hope my screencast let me do that. Now, many of you're going to have to go do your own homework. You just got to take my word for this, or go do some damn homework and prove it to yourself. This star right here in Orion is called Soph. It's the bottom of the sun pillar. It's this star right here, and it's called Ion, the Oculus Boreas. It's called Ion Soph. This is what the rabbinical or the esoteric Jews call God. But they have another word called Ion, and it refers to the evil eye. This is the evil eye. Ion. They spell it with a Y. You can throw out your vowels. It still sounds the same. They still pronounce it. This is the Ion Soph. The Ion Soph. Now, this is ruled by Venus. Aldebaran and Ion. The Ion Soph. Aldebaran, actually. It's Aldebaran. Al is one word. It's the of Baran. Or the bar is sun. So it is Al, the, D is T or of. Ba or is house, but bar is offspring, son of, and on. So you have the Ion Soph right here, and Venus rules this. And this is the evil eye. Freemasons have the evil eye. Freemasons are black, Taurus, and white, Pisces. One of the black section of Taurus rules the evil eye of Freemasonry. The white is religion. They're one, and they're feminine. The third eye is through the thalamus, which is Fomalhaut, the stone the builders rejected. But here's your evil eye, and it's in Taurus. Taurus is my favorite constellation. I'm a Capricorn, so I'm going to get along with Taurus better than anybody. That's fixed Earth. I'm cardinal Earth. I'm going to get along with fixed Earth. I'm going to chastise mutable Earth to bring it up to the master, grandmaster level. They're the ones, we depend on them. You people on the mutable cross, we're dependent on y'all to get out of the water and into the air. It's like the rest of us are waiting on you. We're waiting on you. Jesus tarries. The anointing tarries. It means it waits. It waits on you. And then the time's coming where I'll shorten the days. That's how I feel about my life. The days were shortened. I probably, in my destiny, I probably should not have opened my third eye so young, or at all. But the days had to be shortened, because I was fixing to take my own flesh. I didn't want to be here anymore. I was going to starve myself to death. I want to talk about to death, putting ourselves to death, putting ourselves to death. I've made more than one attempt when I was young to die, and I realized I was not going to be allowed to, that all I was doing was going to make my body suffer more. I'm not going to be allowed to leave it. Not till it's time. It's not my time. I've died in childbirth. I've died having my appendix removed. I've died in water. I've tried to starve myself to death, and to me that's the way to go. If you want to die and you want to get out of here, I'm going to tell you to starve yourself to death, because you're only going to get to a certain point in that starvation. The third eye opens, because you're getting the water out of your body. You're getting the Pisces out of your body. And when you do, the less water you have in your body, the more connected you are to spirit. And I can say that from experience, because I drowned it in the pool. And I knew I was stuck in that pool. And it instantly I knew that you'll be in this pool till this water evaporates. That's why there'll be no more sea. And no more sea, and no more sea, and no more sea. All of them. We have the words figuratively, literally, and metaphorically. They all apply. You have no idea how crazy this place is. It is flat Earth. It is round Earth. It is hollow Earth. It is eyeball Earth. It is third eyeball Earth. It's a very magical place. You know, where do we come from? I understood immediately. I can look back and remember when I came into existence before I came into the body. I remember my first existence, and I perfectly understood that I was simply a thought in the mind of creation, creator. I was just a thought, and I was there with a bunch of other thoughts, and we were very similar but different. Not what you would call a hive mind. I don't know it, like a, here, let me explain it this way. I became a ward of the state when I was very young, and they put us in a group home. And we're there with a bunch of other kids. There must have been maybe 100 of us, boys and girls. We were coming into the teenage years, so all early teens. They kept us in the same age groups, separated from the youngers and the olders. We were the tweens, right? We're tweens. And we were like a hive. We were a hive, but we were all independent. We were all different. There were no two of us alike, but we were all in one group. It was the same thing. One group, and we communicated telepathically, but we were all different. We weren't a hive mind, so to speak. One didn't think something and everybody else jumped in line. That's not the way it worked. We were all independent thinkers. And I was separated out of that group, pushed into the sun, and then into the right eye of this body. And I remember it all very clearly. I have lost no memory of this, because my life before that was more real. And I didn't want to be in this place because there was no love here. I felt very alone. I was separated. I'd never been alone before, and that was very traumatic for me. And even though where I came from before, we all loved each other. We didn't know what hate or separation was. We didn't know what division was. We were one. We loved each other, just like we did in that group home. We all had something in common. We had no families. Some of them had no family at all. Some were orphans, and some were like me. They were just rejected by their families and simply discarded, thrown away. And to me, when I came into this body, I was separated from my family against my will and against their will. This was not a consensus. I didn't have a choice. Nobody gave me a choice, but I had a choice to stay. Very young, when I decided to starve myself to death and my third eye opened and I met my higher self, I experienced a type of love and euphoria that is beyond description. I walked into the land of milk and honey, and it's indescribable. I can describe to you being a thought in the mind of God so much easier than I can describe this level of love that I experience. I call it liquid love. It's just this yellow golden light. It's pure love. It's pure essence. I call the word Vanessa. My older sister, who was a damn demon from hell, was named Donna Vanessa. And I understand Vanessa means the essence. It's the quintessence. It's the Vanessa is the source. It's like saying the creation power of Sophia from the Gnostic. That would be Vanessa. And it's a feminine creative power, Vanessa. The essence, the quintessence. It's going to be really hard. You know, I caught on early on about language and words. And I was very interested in it, and very fascinated with it, and it has been an obsession of mine. And I would go into every library of every city I ever entered. The first thing I would do is, one, read the phone book, read the local newspaper, and then head to the library. And that's going to tell you everything you need to know. And I was into word origins. Why do we call this this? Where does this word come from? Why are we saying this? This don't make sense. And I began to understand what they did with the languages and how languages actually work, and that we cast these spells upon ourselves. When the Arabs want to say God willing, they say inshallah, inshallah, God willing or Allah willing. Of course, the verb coming before the subject. In English, we put the subject. We'd say Allah insha. They say inshallah. But they have another saying, and it's hamdulillah. Hamdulillah. And Disney got us singing that way back in black and white television. And some of their first shows, Sleeping Beauty and all of this, they run around singing hamdulillah, 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 hamdulillah. That's more like thank God, inshallah, in the will of God, but alhamdulillah, oh thank Allah. And we've been doing these generational curses that have been put on us because they're inverting everything, and it's all coming from the Ayin Sof. I don't want y'all to take this the wrong way. But what they've done, let me pause here. I've got a ruckus outside. Alright, things are starting to get pretty rowdy around here, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. I'm going to call that my cue. Sirius, the stone the builders took. Ayin Sof, the evil eye. Don't do that to me. Or the stone the builders rejected. It's your choice. The evil eye, understand, it's metaphorical, literal, and figuratively, but it's feminine. It's the left eye. I came in the right eye. This is the left eye. The Ayin Soph. Go look it up. Go look up Ayin Soph. Go look up evil eye. Go look up evil eye in a Jewish perspective, in a rabbinical perspective. And they're going to tell you it's called the Ayin. The evil eye, the Ayin Soph. This is Freemasonry now. It's feminine, and it's the left eye. But when Jesus is on the cross, it's his right hand. You got to know the legend to know the story. Let me do a quick wrap up here of what all's going on today. Moon in Gemini at 50% and waning. We coming up. Sun in Virgo. Mercury, let's see, he is at 197, 188. So 1 degree, he's still combust of the sun. Communications will pick up in the next few days. Let's go ahead and check him. Let's see when he hits 99 and 99. So 2 days. 2 days on the 4th. 10-4 over and out. Mercury becomes exalted. Venus is in Libra. She's going, let's back her up. Let's back up to today. Today is the 2nd. Venus is in Libra. She's fixing to go retrograde in Virgo. She hits Virgo on the 9th. And people are going to be so cold-hearted right here. She's already debilitated here, but to be debilitated in retrograde in Virgo is devastating. The moon, it's going to be on the moon conjunct the sun. It's going to be on a new moon as well, a new beginning. But Venus here, I can't begin to tell you in mutable earth how devastating and cold people are going to. You think the news is bad now, slinging mud? You haven't seen anything. It's coming because Saturn is no longer retrograde. Mars is no longer retrograde. And its own. What right now our retrogrades are Uranus, outer transformation, Pluto, inner transformation, and Virgo coming this week. We're out from under the Mars-Saturn retrogrades. So shit's going to get done. Shit is fixing to get done, not hit the fan. We're fixing to see progress. And I'm going to call this one tough love, because Venus will have no mercy. There'll be no love. She's the undefended one. So, armor up is all I can say. Because people are going to start saying because Mercury's exalted here, people are going to be saying some really hard shit because the heart's turned off. Words that just tear people to the ground, not in fire, but in exaltation. Mercury exalted. And a lot of them are going to make money off of it. Mercury exalted. They're going to make money off of this heartache that's fixing to be thrown around. People will say shit to you that will just break your heart. You're just going to have to get over it and walk through this. I call it walking through the fire. Or treading water. Here it's miry clay. Mutable earth is miry clay. Miry means mutable. Earth is clay. This is what Adam was made out of. Ruled by Mercury. I see good sides and bad sides to Mercury and Venus, and I don't know what to make of it. I know that when you talk about them biblically, one is Gabriel and one is Michael. Or they stand on either side of the throne. And then you have the Mars-Venus connection on the mutable cross. on the fixed cross. That throws Mercury out completely. One perspective tells you Mercury's the bad guy. The other perspective tells you Venus is the bad guy, or the bad girl, as the eye and soft, ruling the evil eye, the feminine eye, the left eye. And they give you, check this out, it's the left eye, it's the evil eye, and its color is black. It's the black eye ritual, is a Masonic ritual. In Freemasonry, the Black Lodge has taken over religion, the White Lodge. The fixed cross here has taken over the mutable cross here, and they work together. And Aries is in the middle, which is war. Mars here, the god of fire, the one they worship. They worship war because they make money off of it, and they control off of it, and it's their mainstay. I can't begin to tell y'all all the stories here. This dude down here is Leviathan. His name begins with Levi. In the Hebrew calendar, in the Hebrew zodiac, there was only 11 signs. Because when Moses brought the people into Israel and divided the land, Levi got no land. It was only divided into 11. Did you hear what I just said? It was only 11 tribes got land. Levi got no land because he served God, and he's Leviathan, TH, God, the Levi. This is the Levi, of the Levi, Leviathan, of the Levi. They put the subject before the verb. And here's the Vatican, the tie that binds, that rules Pisces. Old Testament church, New Testament church. This is the synagogue of Satan. And it's Leviathan. It's Cetus. You know, they want to bring down the Vatican, which is ruling here, wants to bring down Ophiuchus as the 13th sign. The other faction wants to bring down, Freemasonry wants to bring down Orion as the 13th sign. But you know, in the synagogue of Satan, and also in the planets and the sun and the moon also pass through Cetus, which is Leviathan. And the Vatican has the leash on the neck of the synagogue of Satan, I call it. The Leviathan. His leash is, this is the Vatican, the tie that binds, Al-Reshka. Let's go through. I said I was going to stop this video, but I'm being encouraged to continue. In the Egyptian, they take most of our images, so we have to do this. The sheepfold is the head of Leviathan. That's the church. That's where the sheep are. The sheep come out of Egypt, the flock, the Pleiades is the flock, and they land in the head of Leviathan. Orion here, he's the Vizier. He's Boo Weezer. He's the Vizier. He's the wizard, the advisor, the vizier of the king on the fixed cross. But it's been hijacked by that star right there. And which other one? Let me get this right. This star right here. His right shoulder. And the evil eye. The eye and Sa. See, Sa. Here's Sa. Sa. They even call him Sa. The eye and Sa. It's also Sophia in the Greek tale. This would be Sophia. And it's feminine. But they've made it masculine. They've inverted everything. They've inverted the cross. They curse you. They took the Protestants took the man off the cross, and the Vatican took and does the inverted cross on you when they seal you in your forehead. And that's all I'm going to say about that.